Now, just in preparation for Prof Ho keynote, I just want to give a very short introduction about Prof, because he's a close friend of mine, and many of you know him very well. I happen to think that he's probably the top climate action, climate advisor or expert in Malaysia, and very strong credentials, because I believe that he is the one that can make a difference together with us if we work closely together, not only in Malaysia, but in Borneo, possibly in particular. So Prof, of course, is from UTM, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, and head of the what's called UTM Low Carbon Asia Research Center. Very, very important piece of location, real estate in Malaysia, because here is where things relating to climate action happens. And Prof is well known not only locally in Malaysia, but of course regionally, especially in Asia, and been involved in many of the decisions. He's also a town planner like me and Mr. Chow and a few others in this forum. And we tend to work together quite a lot in terms of reaching out to the masses, not only locally, but throughout the world, more or less, through several conduits. One, of course, through the Malaysian government. Locally, we have the Johor Low Carbon Council. Johor is a state in Malaysia. Also through forums like UNFCCC, the COP that I mentioned earlier, as well as World Urban Forums and several other forums. So this plays a very important role in terms of how we engage and reach out to people. So I won't talk too much about Prof now. I think many of you know him already as we go through, but I'd like Prof to give us a scenario of what is happening and what we can do later on. So Prof, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Boyd. I'm not sure you can see my
Yes.
sharing. You can see, yeah?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah, my name is Ho Siong, and I'm a town planner, also a professor at UTM. First, I think I must wish Kopi Wasian to all. Salam sejahtera, and a very good afternoon to all our friends here. It's really a big thank you for inviting me to have this knowledge sharing session. I'm really happy to see so many good friends here. I miss Sabah. I think the last trip we were there was in 2019, so it was a bit some time ago. And of course, it's timely to have this forum. I think we can see that climate change impact in Sabah is serious. As you can see, the flooding issues, landslide, rising sea level, right in front of our eyes, is becoming more frequent and more serious. The title for my paper or for my presentation today is Key Message and Lesson Learned from Developing a Climate Action Plan in Malaysia. I will try to go maybe a little bit fast because there are quite a number of slides I have here. Content-wise, I will cover three areas. One is on the policy side, what climate action for cities. Secondly, I will look into how Asia and EU work together, especially Japan and the SECAP or GCOM here. And finally, I will look into the empirical cases of Iskandar Malaysia, KL City, and GCOM pilot city in Malaysia. This slide basically shows the evidence of climate change. I think it's real. We can see that actually surface temperature, sea level, frequency of disasters are becoming more frequent. And this is confirmed by IPCC report. They call the sixth assessment report, which was published in 9th of August. And the key message is a code rate for humidity, which means actually based on this report, you can see that if we do nothing, no emission cut, you can see that the temperature increase will go up to 5 or 6 degrees. And we have to do a very deep cut or substantial cut in our emission to achieve a 1.5 degree. And this is important because it will have an impact on our global warming, and global warming will cause extreme weather, and then ultimately I think it will affect the country socio-economic growth. So this is another kind of simulation. On the left-hand side, it shows the temperature increase from 18 1950 to 2016, you can see that even by 2016, we have hit almost 2 degrees Celsius. So I think that's why it's so important. On the right-hand side, if you continue do the simulation, by year 2100, we will hit 6 degrees. I think that will be a kind of no return. So back to home, Peninsula and Sabah, we can see that this trend is also observed here. We can see annual temperature is increasing at a positive trend, whether it's a maximum temperature or minimum temperature. Same goes to rainfall. Rainfall, we can see actually, of course, rainfall is influenced by topography and monsoon wind. But and Malaysia is considered one of the place where we have abundance of rainfall, 2,000 to 4,000 mm. And Sabah in particular, or Borneo, we have the northeast monsoon where we have a heavy rain lasting for 3 days, and it can lead to a very severe flood. I think you have seen that in many cities in Sabah. I think this is another wake-up call. At the national level, the government have made a pledge. 45% reduction, and this is also is where we ratify and sign our Paris Agreement in 2016, and this will be our kind of target. And the good news is ASEAN Malaysia have done quite substantially. We have achieved almost 30% reduction in the intensity. The report in we call it BUR3, biannual report. Third biannual report, which was published recently. This is a good sign. I think the better thing is that the recent government, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail, have made a pledge again that we hope to achieve a net zero GHG emission as early as 2050. And of course, I think you also mentioned about long-term emission development strategy, about the carbon tax, about the possibilities of no more non-internal combustion engine vehicles or government vehicles by 2030, and then retaining 50% of the forests, as well as encouraging zero waste and recycling. So after talking so much about this carbon, I think maybe I just share with you, basically when you talk about carbon, actually the calculation of carbon is quite straightforward. It's not rocket science. It's basically based on these 4 parameters: population, kind of population per capita or GDP per capita, and then energy divided by GDP, and carbon divided by energy. So if you look at the way that the mathematics work, if you cancel population, GDP, and energy, you'll get CO2. So in other words, actually, there are 4 variables that affect our carbon emission. So this will give us some indication. If we really want to go for low carbon or to cut down carbon, there are 4 variables: population or GDP. Of course, I think these two, as a growing country, a growing nation, we will not touch on these two. Population will keep on growing at 1.1 to 2%. GDP, we hope to grow back to 5 to 8%. And then, of course, the only 2 things that we need to do here is energy intensity and carbon intensity, which I think the government give a very high emphasis on going for carbon neutrality. That means we will try to move away from a coal power plant. And then the energy intensity is more on the energy efficiency side. We should improve having more green building, having more district cooling, having more energy efficiency initiatives or community action. So you can see that actually these 2 sectors are basically influenced by technology. So I think we really have to look into how to move ourselves to carbon neutrality or low carbon by using technology as well as community action. We also know that actually cities are key to climate change, as cities hold about 70% of world population and account for 74% of energy-related GHG emission. So actually in Malaysia, we have been working very hard since almost 15 years ago. We have produced quite a number of studies. Iskandar Malaysia, namely KL, Putrajaya, Penampang, Tawau, all these studies is listed here. And actually, you can see that these are all the pioneer studies that we have done. And we hope that actually this will roll out to more cities, mainly GCOM pilot cities and our own centers initiatives. And one of the fastest way to decarbonizing Malaysian cities actually is to mainstream climate action plan into our statutory plan or our development plan. That is our structure plan or local plan. These are the master plan that have been adopted under Act 172 Town Planning, whereby every district or every state will have their local plan and local plan at the district level. So we hope that this so-called climate action plan can mainstream into it so that we can cut the time taken and also to make sure that the carbon action initiatives are statutorily implemented. And the principle that we use here, we call it science to action or S2A, where we believe in three main things. One is the society is the core. We have to build up a low carbon society, or better now known as carbon neutral society. Secondly, we will try to decarbonize or decoupling the economic growth against GHG emission. And we have to be holistic, using technology, social rooted program, and environmental countermeasures. Okay, I'll go into the next part that is on the empirical case of Malaysian cities. Like what Boyd mentioned, actually, Boyd is one of the very pioneer person when I started working on low carbon. He's my group partner, and actually we really enjoy working together how to take Iskandar Malaysia as a good case for low carbon society. The reason why Iskandar was chosen because Iskandar is one of the fastest growing actually in Southeast Asia. So if we can decarbonize Iskandar Malaysia, we can decarbonize many ASEAN region or even Asian region to make sure that
Prof Ho, I think you are accidentally muted already. Please unmute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right now, okay. So for Iskandar Malaysia, what we did is we start to work on a kind of carbon emission driving force, trying to understand the population growth, trying to understand GDP, trying to understand the industrial structure, trying to understand the transportation, the waste, the energy system, and possible technologies as well as community action that can be done. Then from there, of course, when we say science, we need to measure it. So that's where we use our so-called modeling. And this modeling actually is one of the models globally used. We adopt it, we call AIMS modeling, Asia Pacific Integrated Model. We are working closely with NIES and Kyoto University to work out this model. And for instance, in Iskandar Malaysia, it shows that 2005 is 11.4 million. We'll go up to 31.3 million under business as usual. And potentially it can reduce to about 18.9 million ton of carbon, which is 40% reduction or 58% so-called reduction in thermal intensity. Then we move into, after understanding the measurement of carbon, we move into policy scoping. We also want to make sure that Iskandar Malaysia achieve its vision as a strong, sustainable metropolis, not only to cut down carbon, but to grow economically strong and sustainable. So I think this is where we come into the scoping part, where we want it to be prosperous, healthy, globally competitive, as well as low carbon built environment. So from here, you can see that actually there are three thrusts: green economy, green community, and green environment. And under these three thrusts, we have 12 so-called actions from green transportation, industry, governance, building, energy, as well as lifestyle, consensus building, safe city, urban growth, smart urban growth, green and blue infrastructure, waste management, and clean air. So these are so-called the important scoping that we have, and then we group them into these three trusts as from here. The other important thing is the quantification. Actually, this quantification will allow us to guide us in terms of priority action. You can see that from this pie chart, action 5 is one of the key components, the green energy system and renewable energy. So action 1 is another important, the mobility or transport. So we do have action 1, action 5, and low carbon lifestyle, this community action. So if you take care of these 3, you could easily hit 60 to 70% of the potential reduction. Okay, then I think the other part is the documentation. You have to document all this, the actions, and into more detailed programs. The 281 program to achieve that 58% reduction in thermal intensity. And then from there, we have to have the buy-in globally. And this is where I think Iskandar Malaysia can use that as a kind of promotion for a green region investment hub. So this is where we launched our first report in Doha in COP 18. Then from there, I think planning is one thing. Implementation actually is the most important thing. We call for action at all the 5 cities council level. So I think this is where all these so-called the regional plan are translated into action plan by 5 local authorities. There's Johor Bahru, Iskandar Puteri, Pasir Gudang, Ulai, and Pontian. So from there, we also need to guide them for implementation. This is where we bring in Case B. Case B came in the form of a standard or a guide for building level or neighborhood. Neighborhood means it could be taman, and city level. That is at the local authorities level. So it has to be complete. And in addition, there must be a buy-in from private sector, because low carbon is not an easy task. You need to have a public and private sector as well. So this is where the Green Accord Award come in to assist this kind of transition. After doing Iskandar Malaysia, we decided that it's important to move to the capital city, and I think KL was chosen because KL will be an important impact to lead other Malaysian local authorities into low carbon. And of course, in this preparation of Kuala Lumpur low carbon, the tagline of a greener and better Kuala Lumpur was used, and 70 by 30, meaning to say that 70% reduction intensity by the year of 2030. You can see that Iskandar Malaysia is only 58%, but now we are talking 70% by the year of 2030 for Kuala Lumpur. And this is benchmarking with all other top so-called international capital cities in the world. You named it, Vancouver, Copenhagen, London, Paris, you know. So we do the benchmarking. Then from there, we document it again, that 70% reduction. And then we are now working kind of low carbon society to a carbon neutral society. And we are working as well the modeling part of modeling it using trying to understand where the carbon will peak. And then we hope that to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. And actually, this is a message that we are trying to convey to Malaysian cities, or KL in particular. By 2020, we hope to be a carbon aware. The low carbon society awareness must be there. And by 2030, we hope to achieve low carbon society. And by 2040, you have to be carbon neutral ready. And hopefully by 2050, you'll be carbon neutral society. So this is where the pathway of carbon intensity reduction. Talking to KL Mayor, actually Mayor Mahdi looked at it as a different approach again. He said low carbon society will be based on focused acceleration, whereby he would like to take a pilot carbon growth center. In this case, Wangsa Maju was chosen, and he will try to decarbonize energy and mobility sector very quickly. And then using this precinct to promote buy-in and emphasizing on mobility, visibility, and stakeholders. So you can see that actually now he just launched his zero emission bus, Go KL bus, 2 days ago. So he also working together with us, focusing on this 5 sector: energy, waste, mobility, community, and green and open space. And then listed out 20 projects, trying to go into detail. and trying to using this focus acceleration and public visibility as a way forward. So he have launched it, the first low carbon society blueprint in Katowice, 2018. This COP24. What it does? He himself is here. Yeah, Putrajaya Vice President also with us that day. Yeah. So after doing all this, we decided to move from low carbon society blueprint to a broader plan called Climate Action Plan. I think this is where global convenance of measures come in, and we work closely with CDP and IUC on 4 pilot cities. You can see here we have Hang Tuah Jaya, Melaka, Muar, and in Sabah side we have 2 cities, Penampang and Tawau. So we have run the same so-called modeling, trying to understand what will be the emission and the climate hazard. I think at the short term, if you look at small cities in Malaysia, generally they are quite okay with the carbon emission, but I think climate hazard could be a serious issue that to address. So, like for instance, in Penampang, we know that rainstorm, tropical storm, flooding, and landslide are important. So I think these are key concern. I think we have to really give a lot of attention. So we set a target in terms of mitigation and adaptation. And we also using a team-based kind of plan action, which is in line with the low carbon society framework. And we also work out a detailed strategy. For instance, in the case of Penampang, we work on sustainable harnessing resources. Under this so-called strategy, there are about 14 programs: green commuting, 11 program, resilient infrastructure, 8 program, and community-based city response, 10 program. So for those people who want to know more about this, of course, we are happy to share with you. These 2 reports already completed. We already published it, and we are happy to share with anyone who are interested. So very quickly, I'll just come up with one conclusion. This conclusion on going beyond Iskandar, Malaysia, and KL. There are 5 points here. We know that cities or subnational are important and the most efficient way or effective way to cut down carbon. Secondly, Malaysian cities, given adequate technology, financial support, strong high level and local political will are important to ensure the potential reduction of GHG emission. And thirdly, science to action are important. We need evidence, we need data collection, we need inventory, as well as community-rooted LCS to ensure this thing to happen. Thirdly, we need people-centric, holistic, and integrated development. NGOs have to come in, business community have to come in, and the government authorities, central government and local government have to come in to make sure that we will bring development and prosperity to the cities. And thirdly, actually, there must be a bottom-up and top-down approach. And of course, I think in this case, the universities, the think tank, UTM, UMS should come in together to work together with all the key stakeholders to ensure we can move this LCS initiative at Sabah level or at the Sabah cities level so that we can achieve carbon neutrality nation by 2050. Actually, in the case of Sabah, we found that actually Sabah is very unique. It has the rich in biodiversity asset, and a nature-based solution is very important to be considered in the case of Sabah planning. So here, I'd like to make another point here is that I think there is a strong need for Sabah to have a kind of low-carbon society blueprint or carbon neutral Sabah 2050. And this is important because there are 5 reasons for it. One is to put Sabah into the global map as being one of the most advanced states. Secondly, Sabah government needs a comprehensive set of low carbon policy. for economic, social, and environmental, as well as biodiversity planning. Thirdly, this will guide and assist local authorities, of course, as well as technical department, NGOs, and commercial interests, as well as public. And fourthly, this plan is in line with the National Carbon Neutral Nation, as well as Sabah budget team. And finally, this will significantly assist the development and transformation of Sabah into a strong, vibrant, sustainable, and prosperous state in Malaysia. So I hope that Sabah would be ready, and Sabah will able to move to this road to COP27 in Cairo 2022. Although we missed the COP 26 this time, but as White mentioned, we hope that this so-called forum would have a kind of declaration, and if there's a possibility, we'll be happy to share this declaration in this coming COP 26. Thank you very much. Boyd, I'll pass back to you.
Thank you, Prof. That's very, very good. As you can see, everyone, there's a lot of content there and a lot of very positive situations in terms of, especially for Sabah, because Prof and I have been talking about this, and we realized that Sabah could actually lead Malaysia in terms of the climate actions and make a big difference, as we have done with Iskandar. Now we are hoping that the Malaysian states in Borneo can do the same, and we are hoping that at some stage, possibly next year, we can go to COP in Cairo. Things will be much different at that time, and I'm hopeful that we can get that dream to go there. And first of all, I just want to say welcome to His Excellency Masahito Horie for attending. He was trying to get in earlier, and there was a 100 limit, and I told him that it's okay, you can come back. So I'm very grateful that you are here, sir, and hope that you can have a good time on this one. I've been talking about you because you are a great speaker, and I hope that next time when we do this again next year, we can do the same and bring you in as one of the accolades that we have here. Also welcome, of course, to Piero, who's also joined. Piero is, Remiti is the team leader for Global GCOM, Global Covenant of Mayors for Climate and Energy. So we are very strongly represented here, and we are very happy that he is able to join. As a lot of others as well, of course, from all over, from Indonesia and from Brunei, as well as from Malaysia. So this is a great incentive for all of us to be part of this and to make some presence felt globally as well as locally. So I'll turn now to introduce Dr. Mutia Evi Christie, our good friend from Indonesia, which I would like to speak next. Hoping, of course, that this is going to be an excellent, I'm sure it is, because I've read her slides, and it's very, very good. And I'm very excited to hear your topic, Mutia. And I just want to introduce her very quickly. Thank you.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sid.
Thank you, boy.
Mutia, Guy.
Yeah, bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Boyd, and all the panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Pak.
Pak Ho.
Yeah,
Thank you,
bye.
Pak Keng.
Okay.
Terima kasih.
Thank you,
Boyd,
Mr.
Thank you
Boy.
very much.
Thank you, Boy. And all the
Thank you.
panelists.
Thank you, boy. Thank you, Sim.
Thank you, boy.
Thank you for being here.
See you again.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, Piero.